All right, let's talk about one of life's weirdest, and let's be honest, most annoying little mysteries. You know, that involuntary spasm that just pops up out of nowhere and seems to have a mind of its own. Today we're going to get to the bottom of this fascinating bodily glitch.
You know the feeling, right? You're in a library, maybe a super quiet exam room, or even worse, on a first date where everything is going great, it's perfectly silent, and then, bam! Your own body decides to completely betray you with this one little sound that is absolutely impossible to ignore. We've all been there. So what is that sound? Yep, the hiccup. It's a sound that everybody all around the world recognizes instantly, but I bet very few of us actually know what's going on inside our bodies when it strikes. Well, that's what we're here for. We're going to crack the case on the science behind the hiccup. Okay, so to solve this mystery, first we've got to meet the main character in this whole drama. This is the one who's really responsible for all the chaos. It's a super powerful muscle that's always working behind the scenes, and its name is the diaphragm.
So what is the diaphragm anyway? Well, think of it like the engine of your respiratory system. All day, every day, it's just smoothly contracting and relaxing, pulling air into your lungs and then pushing it back out. It's this reliable, hard-working muscle. That is, until it gets a little irritated.
So here's the chain reaction, and it all happens in a split second. First, something causes a glitch. Your diaphragm just spasms. It contracts suddenly without you telling it to. This spasm forces you to suck in a sharp, quick breath of air. But that air hits a roadblock almost immediately because your vocal cords slam shut. And that abrupt stop is what creates that classic hic sound we all know and, well, that we all know. So what's causing this glitch in the first place? Well, just like in any good mystery, there are a few usual suspects. Let's take a look at the most common things that can set off a hiccup attack. And a lot of these are things we do every single day. If you eat too fast or you down a fizzy drink, your stomach can expand with air or gas. And since your stomach sits right below your diaphragm, it can literally push on it and irritate it. Even something like a sudden change in temperature, like drinking hot tea then ice-cold water, or a big surge of emotion, like getting really stressed or super excited, can mess with the nerve signals controlling your diaphragm, leading to those annoying spasms. Okay, so we know what causes them, but here's the million-dollar question: how do we make them stop? Now we're going to crack the code on how to reboot your system and get that glitching diaphragm back into its normal rhythm.
Look, everybody has their own go-to cure, but most of them, believe it or not, work on the same basic idea. It's all about a biological reset. When you hold your breath, you actually increase the carbon dioxide in your blood, and that helps the diaphragm to relax. Sipping cold water or even gently pulling on your tongue stimulates nerves in your throat, specifically the vagus nerve, which is a major player in this whole hiccup reflex. The goal here isn't magic, it's just about interrupting the bad signal. And that is the secret behind all those weird home remedies you've heard about. Whether it's someone scaring you, or you're drinking water upside down, or eating a spoonful of sugar, what you're really doing is creating a powerful new signal that overrides that faulty hiccup signal. You're interrupting the spasm cycle and basically giving your nerves a chance to reset and get back to their normal, steady beat.
So, there you have it. The hiccup isn't some strange curse, it's just a fascinating and, thankfully, usually temporary glitch in our own anatomy. It's a perfect example of how our body's incredibly complex systems can sometimes just get their wires crossed. So next time you get betrayed by a hic, you'll know exactly what's going on. So I have to ask, what's the weirdest hiccup cure that has actually worked for you? Thanks for diving into this with me.